Ready, Judge Madam.
Let me call this meeting to order of the Library Board of Trustees for today, March the 8th at Nogales City Hall. We'll now proceed to item 2 on the agenda, the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Morales, would you do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Morales. We'll now proceed to item 3 on the agenda, the adoption of the agenda. Danitza,
Chairman, I move we adopt the agenda.
I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda of March the 8th as presented and recommended by our Director of Library Services.
I second the motion.
Motion by Mr. Delsey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Anna Doan, to adopt the agenda of March the 8th as presented and recommended. Discussion? Objections? Motion carried. We'll now proceed to item 4 on the agenda. Danitza?
There is no call to the public at this time.
We'll proceed to item 5 on the agenda, discussion items. Number 1, security issues, centennial event. Lieutenant Bermudez. Welcome, Lieutenant Bermudez.
Hello, good morning, board
Good morning.
and other members, director of the library, and everyone else attending. The centennial event, there was no issues regarding security. Everything went by smooth. I spoke to Officer Marina Duran. She attended along with Officer Aline Soto. They were both there. They were both present, and everything, by all accounts, was smooth at the centennial event.
Well, does that conclude your report, Lieutenant?
Yes, no issues with traffic. Lighting was okay. Danitza didn't get back to me with the lighting issues, so everything was smooth by all accounts.
Well, I thought that those 2 police officers that you assigned were tremendous. They moved around. They went to the parking lot. They were never static in one place there. They constantly were moving between the back parking lot to the front parking area where we had the reading truck there, and then at the entrance, and then they would roam inside. So I thought they did a tremendous job to maintain their visibility there and make sure everybody was well protected. So thank you very much
That's
for
what
that.
we're here for.
Anna?
Lieutenant Bermudez, I'd like to thank you all week for helping us keep the Santa Cruiser, the mobile library, visible in front of the police station and then in front of the library. I know there was a lot of moving around, and I so appreciate it because there were so many comments from the community because they hadn't been able to see it. So thank you very much, and it was perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome, and I took a tour of the bus as well, so it was nice.
Yeah.
Ditto. Thank you very much. It went well.
Juanita, you finished? Juanita?
I was glad to see it. And I was wondering, is it the same vehicle that the city had before that's being utilized now?
What Oh, you go ahead. I don't know what he's.
This is actually the bus that Dana Gallardo had with the Juvenile Detention Center in the county, and it had been parked behind the county building, not being utilized. So they refurbished it and renewed it, and it's ready to go.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious.
Thank you, Mr. Delsey. Barbara?
I had a question about who did the painting on it. It was just really good. On the exterior, who did the painting? Did you have?
There were local muralists and high school students from Rio Rico.
It was just really pretty nice.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Brian?
No comment. Thank you, sir.
Jerry?
No comment.
Okay, let's thank you, Lieutenant Bermudez. Thank you for all the help that you gave us. And we are very grateful to you that we had the whole activity without one incident. Thank you very much for watching over us.
Great.
I appreciate it.
Welcome, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Before I forget, let me just squeeze in a footnote here right now. I asked Mr. Mario Morales in the back there to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Morales has an interest in serving on this board on one of the vacancies that we have. So his name will be forward to the Santa Cruz County Board of Supervisors for approval. And so for our next meeting, he should be able to serve on the board as a member.
Thank you.
All right? Thank you. Let's move on now to item 2, Sonoita Building Update. We have two updates here on the Sonoita Building Update. One from Juan Valderas, and he said he's going to be here next month for our next meeting, right? He didn't have anything right now. And then our second update comes from the Sonoita Library itself, correct? And why don't you introduce the individual for that?
For the Sonoita presentation, we have librarian Lynette Redmond, and she will be giving us a presentation.
Welcome, Lynette.
I've been in the library almost a year, and it has been a really beautiful experience.
Can you pull the microphone closer to you, please?
Yes. I have been in the library for almost a year, and it has been a beautiful experience. I've had the ability to make the community a little bit more involved.
Good.
I want them to feel that the library is not just a building where they can take books and leave and bring them back. It's more like a place, it's like a soul. So with the help of Danitza and some of the community members, I have done a little activity for the kids, and then that's what I want to show you. Okay, for me, the library is all about the kids, because we have adults and children who adults who already know the library system. They come, goes and come, but we were missing something, and I thought we were missing the youngest ones. So I did a kind of the work with them, kind of sparking some curiosity for them to go to know the library. The library could be a little castle or fort where they can come and get some fun books and read. So for me, it's different. John learned a lot of the participation activities, perspective throughout the included craft and games. We do a lot of games in the library. And then about the books, we even have some tiny little toddler visitors coming to the library. And then a purpose, okay. How can I go in the back? Okay. Our purpose is children are not just, we can mold the children in the library. We can teach them love. We can teach them to love the book, to come there, to feel safe in the library. And then, okay. Also, we all lost our pet. So I did a little board, and then kind of asked them to show us our pet. So there it is. This is our little members of the community, so dogs and cats. So everybody said Sonoita has beautiful sky. So I tried to show them the use of the telescope. So this mom came and she taught the kids how to use it. Oh. And then we bring them out in the parking lot and show them whether the moon will coming out and what can they start to look at. So that's what this one was all about. We also partnership with the university to show the kids the love for the desert. So we did this one was a flyer that we created for kind of show the community what would be the next thing that we are going to do. So Science and Will came to the library and they showed the kids how to do cactus. So we did a lot of cactus, and we had some kind of stations. So in one side they make cactus, and the other side they do some kind of play with the little rocks with colors. And then this was, we want to teach them the love to the cactus, and she was so excited about her new cactus. This is something that I read and I really like it, so I put it in there. It's just multiple to include the aspirations and the seek the knowledge and things. So. There's some kind of competition for some kind of competition for Halloween. We did some contests. We want them to choose the costume. We did some with some help of the community. We had some kind of pumpkin. They brought the costume to the library. They were so happy. And then we also had some little pumpkins, and they started coloring and decorated the pumpkins. And then they came, we had painting all over everywhere in the carpet, and we had children with the pumpkin and the costume. She was making a little princess, so they colored the pumpkins. Moms came to this little one. He stand on top of that little chair, so mom can see him down. And let me see. And this is what the contested, and then this one was the winner of the contest. And then we have craft, bring some more happiness and develop creativity for the children, because I can incorporate more craft. Now we have more kind of participation from the parents. They come to the libraries, they're picking the books, and they let the kids to read it in the carpet and have fun over there. So we encourage the parents and the family to come to the library. As in November, I did some kind of celebration for the November No Shape. So we had some book across some years, and then this is one the banned books week. We choose we want to, kind of show the kid that even if we don't like some kind of political religions, all books should be read and respected. So I kind of decorate all the library for the banned book weeks. So, and I has a lot of participation, so I has a lot of community members who came and give me more lists of the more books that was banned in their time, 1940, 44, and 37. So it's kind of interesting to learn. Everybody was very surprised about these books, The Giver and the Dolores, and nobody could believe that those books was banned. But I said, well, for a political view, they were banned, but it was so much fun to read those books to the kid. For all the veterans in the communities, they are the more important members of our community. So we celebrated Veterans Day with some pictures, and we kind of retired a flag, and we mounted in our board, and we put some community members' picture in our boards to celebrate the Veterans Day in honor them, like a big part of our community. See, this is, in November, we celebrated in November No Shape, so our books cross some years, and we read it, and it was kind of interesting to see people didn't know why they were growing beers. For Thanksgiving, we did, one community member, Catherine, she came with the idea to let the kids to decorate cupcakes. So she donated some of the decoration, and Danisa helped me with the cupcakes. So the kid came, and they decorated the cupcake how they liked it. A lot of moms came. We had cupcake in our head and our nose and the floor, but they came and they did a beautiful decoration. We also did a turkey mask. And we have teenagers come to the library, and then now they are demanding book for teenagers too, because they say now we have a book for the little kid, but what about them? That is the question we need. So different how the kid came and decorated the cupcakes. Let me see, Mark. Yeah, I had a lot of teenagers and parents came, and this is a cupcake. And even what the flyer that I did to announce the decoration in our community, so I put this flyer in the post office, gas station, everywhere. And this one was the table. So a few ideas from the kids and parents. This one was from the Catherine from Elgin Winery. She was the one who came with this idea, and it was great. So I put it in practice. And then this is the celebration for the community. We did the Harry Potter week, and the somebody said, "Why don't we just collect some toys for the children?" So I said, "Well, if you guys help me, I don't mind to make a Christmas party for the kid." So we received a lot of contribution and donation from Elgin Winery, the Callahan Winery, Ace Hardware, and a lot of patrons. They donated a lot of the toy for the kids, so we did a candy Christmas party for them. We had some Christmas decoration donated by Sonora Church. Three church, they donated the decoration for us, so it was and I like to decorate, so it's always decorated. So we did this one. They came and they got the toys over there, and she had a teddy bear, and then over here was watching the Harry Potter. This one was very interesting because we had a lot of donation for toddlers and little kids, and this little boy wanted the hula hoop. And his dad was so upset about it. He had the hula hoop and he hiding it in the hall because he said, "So many toys, and you guys want the hula hoop." And then he has two boys, and the two boys want the hula hoop. So he was pretty upset about it. And at the end, they ended up getting the whole wheel, and he sent me the picture like, "That's what we wanted." So they sent me the picture when they get home and put the whole wheel together. They are the two boys playing with the whole wheel. And he said, "Thank you so much." So he was pretty upset with the hula hoop. And let me see. This one was like, again, that we did put in the mark to Harry Potter, and this little boy over here, he was like pushing the sister and tripped the sister, but at the end she put the mark in Harry Potter's forehead. And he cheated though. And this is the toys, and then we had the little elf, which I didn't know how to name it, so I put a contest in the community forum. We are looking for name for the new elf, and we have Bob, we have all kind of names, but at the end, Lucas was the name who win. We have 3 Lucas and a lot of Bobs, but Lucas was the name, so that is why the community called our little help. There he is reading for the kids, so it was really nice, and he was playing with the toys over here too.
That's cute.
And this was all the kids, spread more cheers coming together. And then this one, we was the getaway booth every
Juanita.
month.
You got a picture there once, huh?
This one was January getaway. He win the book for the adult. She's the one who's complaining about not having not having book for the teenagers. Her name is Lily. She read and use the computer for homework almost every day after school. And then she came to me, she said, "Mrs. Redman, you guys have new book for the little one, but you guys have nothing for us." So I said, "Well, I'm going to say that we need more book for teenagers." So, and he won the one for the little kid. I did this one for Valentine's. I did a little Valentine party for the kid. This one was donated for one of my workers. He donated that for the kid, but he said that the mom and the baby had to go together. And one of the little boys on the community said, he said, "Well, I hope I win it because we don't have money to buy a present for our mom." Oh. So, okay, what happened?
He won.
He won. She says she's going to give it that little bird to her moms too. And we did some decorations for the kids, so they painted and decorated the craft. We had some pizza in Aegis. The pizza was donated for one of the community members, and I brought the Aegis. So we have pizza, we have Aegis, and we have craft for them. They came pretty late because the situation is that the library closed at 4. And the kids get out of the school at 3. and they get to the fairground at 3:30. A lot of parents, they said that they cannot come to the activity because when the activity is in the library, the kids are in the school. And when the activity ended, and then that's when the kid came out of the school. So we close at 4, and the kid get out at the playground at 4:30. So a lot of parents said that the schedule of the library is really hard for them to make it to all the activity that we do because we close at 4 and they get out of the school, out of the bus at 3:30. So it's kind of inconvenient for them. So I try to do on Friday because on Friday they get out of the school at 1:30, but still they get out of the bus at 2:30 and we close at 2. So what I do is I sometimes stay in the library a little bit longer for them to have the ability to participate. And we had the new caution for the kids to sit down and read the story, but then instead they sit down, they are doing puzzles. They go, they do castle, and they sit down there and they time to play. But they always come to the library. Moms come with them and she read them in the carpet, They are new in the community. She is the author who's going to read to the kids this Friday. She is a local author, and she writes a book, book for the children. And then she sells the books on the Amazon, but she's coming this Friday to read to the kids. And I think it's very awesome. Now she's coming to the library and read she homeschooling. So she doesn't send the kid to the school. She homeschooling at home, and she brings to the kid to pick out a book, and she read them a book. So, and we are choosing favorite books over here. And she and her husband, they are snowbird. They are visitor, and this one is the second year they come to Sonora, and they just come to the library, and they were really excited because they said, "Oh, I didn't know that you guys has a library." They said, "Yeah, we do." And then they used to come the hall for 2 weeks and sit down and read, and they came that day. Her name is Jody, and her husband is Larry. They came, and then she picked the book, and they already left, but they are very sweet couple, though. And we are preparing for St. Patrick's Day. So we has already some activity for the kid, but this is my little helper to the library. So he read to the kid, and he was really excited because he wanted a picture with him. So, and he and her mom, she also teaches him at home. And she came over here, and he liked to play with this game where he can build their own electronic thing. He loves to play with this one, so all the time he comes, he just play with that toy, and his mom read it, but he decided he wanted to do a gingerbread man. And this one is an activity for this month. We already had this one yesterday. It was really sweet, and then we having this one on Friday. She's the local writer, and we have Sonora firefighter who will come this Monday to read to the kids too. So we had that one programmed for the kid, and just there was some comments, and then the community said to us, and thank you to the lab, to everybody that we do for the kid. They are very excited for that. Let's see, and this is it.
Good. Looks like there's a lot of exciting things going on over there. We're going to go ahead and start with, since you only took pictures of Juanita, I guess we're going to start with Juanita.
I have to commend Lynette, as you see all the exciting things that are happening in Sonora Library. She's has a great imagination and skills with the young people, and that is a small library, so you can imagine what we can do when that is expanded into to the community room, because that it really will benefit from that. And I just want to thank Lynette for coming and for sharing all of the activities you've been doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Ed?
I just want to commend Lynette for her volunteering at the county fair, where Friends had a booth. And that's where we first met and were able to work all day. Thank you very much for your contribution and very nice presentation. Congratulations.
Marva?
So glad to see your presentation and all the pictures.
Is your mic on, Marva? Brian?
Thank you very much for your enthusiasm and your professionalism in the library. It's very heartwarming to me personally. It sounds like to me that you and the librarian should get together and discuss adjusting the hours of the library or expanding the hours of the library so that the students can participate.
Please turn on your microphone so that the audience can hear.
That's the thing that the community complained the most. They said that the hour from 12 to 4 and the kids are in the school and they get out of the school at 3 and they get out of the bus at the fairground at 3:30. They don't have time to participate in the.
It would only make sense to adjust the hours so that to accommodate the students. That would be very, very important.
And also we has the printer and the fax. The community has, they don't have the ability to send fax because our fax doesn't work. The copy machine does, but in the printer work, but the fax machine is something that the community, senior citizen, the most complaining about the fax doesn't work. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jerry?
Congratulations on all your work with the kids, because that's so important to get them involved with the library and reading, because that'll make a difference in their life. So thank you very much. And congratulations on all your work.
Anna?
Yes, your library sounds like a very exciting place. I've been there a few times, and but not as much as Juanita here. As far as the teenager who's interested in more books for teenagers, through the county school superintendent's office, Alfredo Velasquez, we have the Book Save Lives training. I think you went to one of our trainings.
Yes, I did.
And we have a list of books that apparently are relevant to young people in a rural, binational community. So I would like it if you could invite me to meet with this teenager and other teenagers. I can take the books and the list of books that have been purchased by the participants of the training for those levels to see if they're interested in those books and other books. So I'm available whenever you would like me to meet with your teenagers.
That would be great. I know they had the next week, they got it off, and now for the summertime, they're going to be in the library a lot of times. So yeah, I would love that.
And then also through the school superintendent's office, we have the Santa Cruiser, which is going to be an extension of the library. And we want to be available. Actually, yesterday I talked to a business it's called like Treats on the Corner, that's right on 82nd, Highway 82nd and 83rd, to see if we might be able to park the Santa Cruiser there Fridays or Saturdays. And I think in a perfect situation, if you could meet with us so that we could be an extension of the types of things that you're doing, so that we just don't crash in there and just do something that's not in line with the services that you're giving. So again, please invite me to meet with you and Danitza, so that we can coordinate and extend the hours at least a little bit. And so I'm really looking forward to that. But congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It's very insightful, and there's a lot of good things happening there. And when the building is expanded, we hope to all be out there and enjoy the new facilities, how it's going. Danitza will be presenting at our next month's meeting her proposed budget for the mayor and council, and we will make sure that we address the concerns that were surfaced here by Mr. Vanderbilt there on the extended hours, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We're now going to move on to item 3 on the discussion items. Centennial Celebration, March Reception, Ana Doan.
I'd like to begin by thanking you, Dr. Varona, for your perfectionism, your insistence, and your energy. I think as Sandra Mascareñas said, it always takes a leader to be able to pull this all together. And so I appreciate, because it was so successful. It was beautiful. It was elegant. Denise, just your eye for elegance made it so much more special than we even expected. The thing that just blew my socks off were the cookies that you had made. The cookies had like 100 years on them. They had books. They were tiny little cookies. And they had books, and they had open books. They had the library itself, the sculpture of the library. They were just incredible. And those details are so meaningful. And so I was thinking, because we really never gave anything to the authors, and in a perfect world, or to the donors. So in a perfect world, if we could gift, those cookies, if we could, maybe the friends could help with, buying the cookies, so that the donors and the authors would have something that's just that special. I could never imagine how beautiful that was. And of course, Danitza, you kept us marching, the whole time. And I was really not surprised, but I was so impressed, as I was talking to you, and we were walking through, and we were looking at this and that and the other, and that you'd grab a book stand, and you go this, and I'd say, do we have books by, Rizlowski? And she just walked by. Here, do you have Paul Hathaway's books? Right there. I mean, your library. And so I was very impressed, and I mean, and the energy, so that the local authors were showcased, and they were beautiful. And then there's signs that said, read local. And I thought that was just so original and precious. I mean, the whole thing was beautiful. And the diversity of our community just stood out. We had people from different cultures, different languages, and, as donors, as authors, as dignitaries, as guests. And I mean, that just made me feel so proud of who we are. And one of the things that came up is the time capsule. And so within the time capsule, Marva, if you could write what you said about the donors, so that we can actually laminate it and put it in the time capsule, so we don't forget who they are. And the staff, the whole staff was outstanding. I mean, in every... You were so proud of your library. You were so interested in the people and the books, and the participants, and the work you did was just done with such cariño, such warmth. And I mean, even when the mariachi came, and then all of a sudden, Sandra, she got everybody up and dancing, at the end, when we were just ready to celebrate. But I would like to apologize to the staff without all of the things that at any moment any of us were disrespectful to you. I apologize for all of us, because it was uncalled for anybody to be disrespectful to such a group of dynamic, loving people. And then the teen think tank, we had a couple of the teenagers from the library teen think tank. And actually, one of them, Carlos Montoya, won the raffle that night. And he was so cute because, he was there the whole evening. He ate, he got his raffle gift. We didn't even see it. He took his gift and ran out. And so if you could share, Danisa, what was in that gift, because I haven't been able to catch up with him since. But it was just a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. Again, Danitza, thank you. Marcelino, Denise, Sandra, and the whole staff. Thank you very much. It was just incredible. I was so proud of us.
Thank you, Ana. Let's proceed on to the book giveaway. Juanita?
Yes, we did our February book giveaway on the 28th, and throughout the day, the books are given away at Tubac and Nogales and Rio Rico and at Sonoita. We will be doing another one. We'll determine the day and who will be doing the book giveaway at our friends meeting following this meeting. We do have 3 books that Denisa had ordered. I thought they were at the Sonoita Library. We all did, but they couldn't uncover them. So we're going to look for those next week, I believe. And that will be for the March. We have one more month, April, for the book giveaway. And so far, people have been participating. And thank you to all of you who have been helping at the Branch and Nogales Library.
Okay, thank you, Juanita. We'll now move on to item 4 on the agenda, Library Friends Update. Mr. Delsey?
Yes, I'd like to follow up on Juanita's point on the raffle.
Oh, hold on, Mr. Delsey, please. Anna just, Brian, did you have, I'm sorry.
Yes, I have.
Anna
I
just told
don't
me.
know when it would be appropriate on today's agenda, but I have questions about the centennial budget that was given to us, emailed to us.
Okay,
And I don't know when would be appropriate to speak to that point.
all right, let me continue with Mr. Delsey, and then let me look see if I can fit it into this agenda, okay?
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Delsey.
Yes, we had volunteers at each of the branches. Marva covering Nogales with Ana and Jerry and myself at that event. Then I volunteered for the Rio Rico because I wasn't able to locate a patron in Rio Rico. And we did that without any problem, and I was able to secure a resident patron volunteer for Tubac to do the raffle. Rather than me going over to Tubac, my preference was to have a local resident and patron of the library to do so. And we were able to achieve that. And on both occasions, that went successfully. And through Juanita's coordination, we've been able to accomplish this without any difficulty. And as she stated, we have March and April coming through. So that's going to be going through in the same manner with the volunteers that we had. So
Good.
I was very pleased that that has worked out. We'll be meeting after this meeting and going into further details to be able to accomplish the raffles and the giveaways. Have been no difficulty, and the support of the staff has been very helpful in being able to do it. So thank you very much in that area. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Delsey. Let's move on to item 5 on the agenda, discussion and possible action to approve the minutes of December the 14th, 22, January the 11th, 23, and February the 8th, 23. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve motion to approve the minutes of December 14th, 2022, January 11th, 2023, and February 8th, 2023.
Motion by Mr. Vanderbilt, seconded by Mrs. Doan to approve the minutes of December the 14th, 22, January the 11th, 23, and February the 8th, 23. Discussion? The only thing on discussion, Judith, thank you very much for all the work that you do to help us here with these minutes and everything. Oh, Marva, your recommendation.
Can we approve the minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because that's your responsibility.
Approve that.
Yes, I know.
The motions you recommend.
Right. No, I realize that, but I should have called on you first to make your recommendation because that's your responsibility.
Okay,
So you recommend it.
I recommend that we approve those.
Okay. So Brian will offer a friendly amendment to include, and Anna, to include that the minutes are being approved as presented with the recommendation of Marva for their approval. Okay? Would you get that? Okay. Discussion?
Make the motion then?
No, that's okay like that. We just we'll go ahead and add that, and Judith will make sure that it's on there then. Any other discussion? Okay. Any objections? Motion carries. We'll now proceed to item 3 under discussion items, Centennial Celebration, March Reception. Mr. Vanderbilt.
Thank you. Denisa, I wanted to ask you, currently, do you feel that you're on budget as the proposed budget you sent us that we received in the past month? Are your expenses on budget, or are you way over or way under on any items?
We are, for the 10,000, we are almost at, I will send the board, I'm glad you brought that up, Brian. I will be sending the board an updated now that all the invoices have come in, I will be sending out the budget. And we are almost, I think we're a few $100s short of the $10,000 mark. So we're going to be hitting that quite soon.
Okay. On the budget is item for the banners. And I haven't seen any banners on the street. Can you elaborate on that?
The library we have sent out the banners to the school district. Tomorrow, they're going to be put up on the library, on the main library itself. I have sent some out to the Rio Rico Library, and we are distributing to Tubac and Sonoita. They're going to be at Sonoita Fairgrounds, and I have just to coordinate with the Public Works Department so they can get the banners up here in Nogales.
How many banners did you order total?
20 from Marva's. From the quote that Marva gave me, it's 20 in English and 20 in Spanish. So they're going to be side by side.
All right. And I noticed that in this proposed budget, there were no monies allotted for either the Tubac or the Sonoita branches.
No, there wasn't enough. So they're going to be allotted in the upcoming budget because we're going to be asking for another celebration event so we can do the other two branches.
Okay. That concludes my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vanderbilt. We'll now proceed to item 6 on the agenda. Board reports, current event summaries must be brief, and there cannot be any proposal, discussion, deliberation, or legal action taken. Hannah?
Nothing, thank you.
Juanita?
Well, I think that Lynette Redmond covered the Sonoita activities, so that's all I had to have to say. Thank you.
Ed?
The only thing I would like to add is that today is International Day of Women. And would like to, at least this board, to be recognizing that same day.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations to all the women for all your hard efforts that you do. Now you just need to be a little bit more successful with equal pay.
Yeah,
We support and we will move you forward. Barbara, you're next.
I'm fine.
Brian?
Nothing, thank you.
Jerry?
No, just congratulations to Marcy and the committee, Ann and Denitza and Denise and Sandra for such a great event last week.
Thank you, Jerry. We'll now proceed to item 7 on the agenda, the Library Director's Report, number 1, Rio Rico Library Centennial Celebration. Danitza.
I will be having Senior Librarian Denise Ortega talk about the next following items.
Good morning. So thank you all for attending the celebration last week. It was a success. We also had a celebration up in Rio Rico. That one was a success as well. That one was, the weather wasn't cooperating, so Clarissa and Victor set up all the booths inside. We had enough space. Thank you, Mr. Varona, Mrs. Doan. Mr. Velasquez also attended that celebration. We had, there was food, there was drinks. We had people from the community set up their booths so the community could see everything that was offered to them in Rio Rico. We had a student from Rio Rico be our DJ. That was great. We had the kids paint their faces. We had an artist there and they were painting their little faces. We had the cookies. The famous cookies were there as well. I took some over to Rio Rico and it was a great turnout. I had a lot of good comments from that one. And besides planning the celebration for both Rio Rico and Nogales, staff have been great. We've been able to manage the celebration preparation plus our librarian duties, which is going to the outreach programs and promoting our libraries. Karina and myself attended the Nogales High School Career Fair. It was a resource family fair. We set up our booth. We gave away cards. We had goodies. There was scholarships giving away this year, which was really nice. That was something that Danita and I had talked about a few years back, that we would like maybe in the future the library to have like a scholarship for the teens, and maybe that will help them like get more motivated to attend the library if we gave that type of opportunity. We also had an event on Saturday at the Karen Park, with Corey. It was really nice. The weather wasn't cooperating. I think it was really cold, but they had the petting zoo. We had our booth. We gave away cards as well. and promoted our library. They're really excited for the community event. So one of the teenagers saw the flyers that we have, and he thought it was going to be a piñata, and he said he wanted cake. So he's like, when is this event happening? And we're like, no, it's not an event. It's just a brochure to show our 100 years. And he's like, oh man, I thought it was an event. I want some cake. So they're excited for that one. So we had the big letters in the front, and people, we left the display for Friday and Monday. So the patrons actually walked in and they looked at the displays because they looked at the pictures on Facebook, and they're really excited they were asking if there was going to be something for the community. So that's really nice to hear those type of comments. Should I go to the...
And I just want to add that staff has gone above and beyond at all 4 libraries in order for us to have these events, because you're doing one thing, you have to do outreach, you have to do work on budgets or narratives or reports, and everyone just pulled together. And I'm just really proud of staff. And I do want to thank the board for their support, the Centennial Committee. It's just, we can do it. If we could do this, then we can certainly do a community event, hopefully in October.
Okay, you want to go on to number 2, outreach event, Nogales High School Career Fair?
Denise just basically talked about all 4. And so I'm just going to move on to the staff workshops, if that's okay. So staff will be attending the summer reading workshop all together now at the Wheeler Taft Library on March 28th. Children's Coordinator Laura Rodriguez will be attending, Karina Martinez and Victor Grijalva from Rio Rico. Luis Oviedo and Denise Ortega will be attending the Arizona YA Summit. It's a teen summit, Spring into Library Services for Teens, April 4th through 6th at Chandler, Arizona. And I have asked Denise to apply to the Arizona Library Leadership Institute on April 24th through the 26th, which is going to be in Maricopa. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for her and for all staff. And that's it. Any questions?
Okay, any comments or concerns? Ana?
I was at the Arts in the Park at Karen Park. It was really wonderful. And I've been to the other, like the one that you had for early childhood in Rio Rico. And it's so exciting. Both times the Santa Cruiser was outside, but it's really exciting because your staff gets people really excited about the library, and they sign up their library card. And there's so many emotions when you see these young people with the library cards. And because the Santa Cruiser was there, I told like the older kids that they will have access to ebooks and audiobooks and videos because they have their library card. And so, I mean, it was just so exciting and so inviting. Your table is always inviting because they always ask, the kids and the adults, the teenagers, like, do you have a library card? And when the kids figure out that they can have their own library card, they get so excited. Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's move on to item 8, future agenda items. Jerry?
Nothing.
Okay, Brian?
Yes, 2 items. You mentioned the next meeting, the appointment or recommendation of Mr. Morales to the board would be on the
Okay.
agenda. And I would like it clarified simply if he's a city representative or a county representative.
Mr. Morales is a county representative.
Okay, because we lost 2 members. We lost Nan Fitzpatrick and the woman from Rio Rico. And one was I believe Nan was an at-large rep. And the woman from Rio Rico was from a county, so that's fine. I wanted that clarified. The other item I wanted to mention for the agenda, you said that the proposed budget to the city council would be on the agenda, and I may not be in attendance at the April meeting. I remember that last year when we were discussing the budget, we discussed opening up on Saturday on the Grand Avenue building, and we compromised by not pushing that subject, but opening up in Rio Rico instead. So that was the compromise that we reached last year.
Yes.
And with the point that we would discuss opening up on Saturday in the current agenda. So if I'm not here on the April meeting, I would like that considered.
Okay, we will put that down for discussion in the April meeting, along with extension of hours in Sonoita and see how we can balance things out, okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. But Brian, even if you're not here, remember, you can still participate electronically.
I hope to be in Ghana, Africa.
Oh, okay. Marva? Nothing? Okay. Ed?
Nothing.
Juanita?
Yes, I had asked last month to talk about the possibility of getting donations, for the Friends donations at libraries and selling. We can't sell anything, but can we accept donations, for instance, at Tubac or Rio Rico or Sonoita Library? And it's not on the agenda this week. I would like some clarification from the county. I think we understand that Nogales, you can accept donations, is that correct? Yeah, of monetary donations, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we could have some clarification on that.
Would you put that and see? You might have to get a little thing from Mr. Kissinger on that. Okay.
Thank you.
Anna?
I think maybe we should start discussing the October community celebration at the next meeting, just to get started, and because I know during the summer there's a lull. So I think it's important that we start talking about it because.
Well, we can put that on the agenda from now on. Every month we'll put it on there, so everybody has an update in the community, knows what's going on.
Thank you.
Brian?
Yes, one other item. At the centennial celebration, Mr. Verona, you commented that there might be an installation or donation of a sculpture from the Karen Newby Gallery.
Yes.
Could you elaborate on that?
Anna?
So with the time capsule, that we want to put everything from the celebration, the reception, and other things from the different libraries, and what is going on, not just the reception itself. And once the time capsule is complete and we find the location for it, we want to put a statue of a child reading on top of it, so it doesn't get lost, because there have been time capsules throughout the community
100 years.
Yes, and to be dug up 50 years, 100 years, or whatever, and they disappear through construction and stuff. So if we want this to last 100 years, we have to put something up there, and a child reading I think would be really appropriate. So I did go to the Newby Gallery and Sculpture Park, and they have a local artist, sculptor, that they work with. And there are several examples of what they have. So we're looking at prices and so that when it's time and we've completed the time capsule, that we have something that will mark it for 100 years.
Well, it's very commendable, but they're very expensive. They're $25,000, and I've looked at them and drooled over being able to buy one and donating it and dedicating it, but the cost will be an issue, I would think.
They are expensive, and just like Juanita said, we will have to reach out to for donations and for participation from community businesses, but at the same time, I think it is very important that it be delineated and marked, and that's what we're about, people reading, and so I'm sure we'll get it together.
I hope so. I'm optimistic.
We will.
Anything else, Brian?
No, thank you.
Okay. I think we've completed the future agenda items. You have everything there, Danitza? All right. Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, April the 12th, here at 10:30. And at that time, we'll probably install Mr. Morales as a member of this board.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
We have Sandra's presentation next month. Is that still okay, or are there too many things?
No, we're okay. We'll. No. Put it on there, okay? Yes, put it on there.
I will be here on April the 12th.
Okay. So we have We have Brian possibly won't be here, and Anna said she won't be here. So please remember, we got to have 5 members present. So make sure that you're here, because we're going to be missing 2 members. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting at 11:25 a.m. Motion by Ana. Second by Juanita to adjourn this meeting at 11:25.